Hello viewers, how do you feel when your startup is endorsed by celebrities? How do you feel when you are able to achieve 1 million sales without spending any penny on marketing activities? You are doing a sales purely on word of mouth and killing the segment. Yes, I'm talking about one startup which has done this. I'm talking that startup which is able to do this because founders were very focused and they were able to capture the right segment of the audience. The startup is called Socks Soho. Socks Soho is a leading company in socks segment in India, and now they are on a verge of creating a brand for men's segment where they can wear a branded socks. In this interview, I'm going to have a discussion with Mr. Simaprit Singh, who is one of the co-founder of this startup, where he's going to share his journey and his view on Sock Sohos and his future vision, and also some tips for you guys. Come, I invite you all to join this conversation. Thank you. Hello viewers, today we have with us Mr. Sima. He's a co-founder of Sock Soho. Sock Soho is a premier socks brand in India, and also it has started spreading its brand in other countries. And today we have one of the co-founder who is going to share his journey and Sock Soho's positioning, and also his perspective on startup ecosystem in India. I welcome Sima. Thank you for accepting my invitation and joining this panel actually.
Thanks a lot. I mean, it's so good to get a chance to get ready even during this pandemic. So,
Yeah.
thank you. Thanks for
That is
having me
true.
here.
Yeah. The first question, a premier brand in sock segment. It's very kind of unconventional stuff actually for me. So can you share some insights on what made you to start a premier brand in sock segment, especially in lifestyle sector actually?
Sure. See, startups generally are unconventional. If they're conventional, like everybody would be doing it, right? So,
Yeah.
anyhow, so startups they might sound like bad ideas. So they are in the intersection of they sound like bad ideas, but they are good ideas, as Paul Graham puts it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would say Soxo falls in this category.
Yeah.
Uh, Ideally, I should not be running a sock brand. I'm a computer science engineer.
Yes,
My
agree.
co-founder, she has a background in artificial intelligence, and we are
Yeah.
running a sock brand, and everyone is surprised. So the
Yeah.
thing is, I'll tell you a brief of our journey.
Yeah.
So my co-founder, she used to work in Manhattan, and I
Mm.
was working in India. I was running my company in India,
Mm.
and we used to look at emerging markets, and we figured out that India is the fastest growing e-commerce market in the world,
Yes.
and in this, the fashion segment is the fastest growing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when you look at the brands, almost all the brands were focused on women. There were very few brands that were focused on men.
Men.
So we thought,
Yes.
how could we enter this market?
Okay.
We made up a list of around 70 items, right?
Wow. Okay.
Tested those items, and surprisingly, socks came on the top.
Wow.
They
Okay.
are easy to ship. No one has done any innovation in decades.
Yes. Yes.
Returns are low, because you
Mm.
get what you see, and
Yeah.
it's a beautiful product which no one had touched. So we
Okay.
thought, let's test it.
Okay.
We made up a dummy website. We had no sock experience. We had no
Okay.
socks,
Oh,
and
okay.
we told people, hey, in fact, I'll show you our first design. So our
Wow, that
first
would be
design,
wonderful.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, so this is one of our gift boxes that people love,
Okay.
and
Wow.
there is something called as a Steve Jobs socks. So
Oh,
this was our first design,
wow.
and
Okay.
we put up a design and said, hey, we're launching socks. These are for Steve Jobs fans. Would you like to
Okay.
order them?
Wow.
In less than 24 hours, we had more than
Huh.
100 orders,
Wow.
and we realized we were onto something. And that's when we figured out how to learn how to make socks.
Okay.
Then we actually started up a company before we had validation. And my
Okay.
founder, she quit her job in the US. She was like, when all the action is happening in India, what the fuck I'm
Yeah.
doing in US, right? So she quit her job, and we started
Okay.
Sock Soho. And
Okay.
now we are lucky that, as you mentioned, it's not only in India, we have customers from all across the world now.
Yeah. Yeah.
US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, people are loving our socks.
Yeah.
And that's the beginning of the idea. So it was not just a eureka moment. We
Huh.
did not have a eureka moment. It was a cold, calculative decision to,
Hmm.
enter into a market, start with
Okay.
one segment, and then expand it elsewhere. So that was our thesis. and we're working on it.
Wow, that's really wonderful, actually. Yeah, you said you started with a kind of dummy website. I think that's a kind of, I think you followed agile method get the, that's a kind of a process to find the market fit, actually. Whether there is a market for the product you're offering, then you come out with the product, actually. That's wonderful. Now, when we talk about Sock Soho, what it conveys, socks, okay, we can understand. What do you mean by Soho and how you integrate these things?
Sure. So when we were thinking of names, obviously we had to have the domain available.
Yeah.
But the idea for socks came via this. So whenever I used to travel across the world, especially in Europe and the US, I used to buy my socks from there because in India we get like very poor quality socks, and I
Okay.
don't like that. I want like good quality clothing, and socks is one way I feel good. When I wear good socks, it's as
Okay.
simple as that.
Okay.
And Pritika, when she used to work in Bank of America, my
Hmm.
co-founder, she was going there one day, and at Wall Street, all the men are bankers and they're
Yeah.
wearing their dapper suits. But
Yeah.
one guy, he stood out from the rest. He was
Okay.
wearing red socks with, gray suit,
The-
and that image stuck in her mind. And she was
okay.
on Soho Street, which is like the fashion capital of the world.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and she thought, wow. So since that this striking image that's on our website as well,
Hmm.
this is a man wearing red socks. In fact, I have this beautiful red sock with me also, we
Yeah.
just launched. So,
Yeah.
so Soho word came from there, and sock word, we wanted the brand name to be simple enough so that people
Okay.
should know what we stand for. So
Yeah.
sock and Soho, and we were lucky we had the domain as
You
well.
had
So
a domain. Okay. So that's wonderful again, actually.
yes.
Yeah. So can you share your journey? Because you are a growth marketer and you worked with a couple of well-known brands like Mercedes and all those things. And now a co-founder of a fashion segment, a company which offers socks, actually. So can you share your journey, actually?
Sure. So I'm a computer science engineer by background. I would always loved tinkering things, and I think I had a knack for marketing since I was a kid.
Hmm.
My mom used to run summer schools, and मैं
Okay.
pamphlet लेके जा के चिपकाता था. So I have done that kind of marketing.
Okay.
So I was a very young kid.
Okay.
So I love marketing.
Okay.
And when you combine computers and when you combine the power of
Hmm.
marketing, you land at something called as growth marketing. And
Yeah.
I also figured it out with experiments. So prior to
Hmm.
this, I ran a company called Mind Batteries. We
Yeah.
served amazing clients. We started as a B2C company. We built the Shark Tank of India.
Hmm.
You and I
Yeah.
were also involved together in
Yes. Yes.
that, right?
True.
So we had Vijay Shekhar Sharma, the
Yes.
founder of
Yes.
Paytm there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then we shifted to a B2B model where I worked with some
Hmm.
of the, I worked with ministers, I worked with politicians in helping
Okay.
them craft their campaigns. I
Hmm.
worked with brands in making their marketing messages go viral.
Okay.
And I understood the power of data and how,
Hmm.
the stories, how to leverage data and stories
Hmm.
to bring together something powerful, right?
Okay. Okay.
And now I'm using those same skills at Soho, where
Okay.
we have a product which people have been using from years, but
Hmm.
no one has innovated in it. No one has made it
Yeah.
sexy.
Exactly.
Like we picked up an unsexy market, and we have made it sexy.
Yeah, exactly. It's a kind of untouched market, I can say,
True.
especially for organized sector, because socks is something which no one has thought about giving a kind of fashion statement based on the socks, actually. But you are making it very convenient for a man to go and wear that socks and become a kind of a fashion statement for anyone, actually. So that's very wonderful. Now, coming back to the journey, you and your co-founder, when you met, is there any particular area? Are you friends? Then you decided, okay, hey, let us do something of our own, or you just coincidentally connect and then you started. What is the connection between you and your co-founder?
Sure. Very interesting story. So we were together in college, and we
Okay.
used to, I had very good peer group in college, and we used to participate in hackathons together, and we used to
Hmm.
win a lot of prizes.
Okay.
And when you're tinkering with stuff in college, you learn things. So
Yes.
Pritika, she was the smartest technical person I knew,
Oh,
and
okay.
whenever I had a tech doubt or I had to get technical stuff done, I used to go to her. And
Okay.
when she even went to the US, she was consulting Mind Batteries at that point of time.
Oh, oh,
So,
okay.
when we figured out, when we reached this idea of Soho, when we had a dummy website and people loved it, then, she was so moved by the idea. She was like, let me try this, because this this revolution that happened in the
Yeah.
US, the
Yeah.
direct to consumer revolution, I can be doing that revolution in India.
India.
So
Yeah.
that's when she came to India. And now, funnily, we started dating also while building the startup. And now I got married to her last month. So,
Oh, that's
so
congratulations,
she,
actually.
thank you. So she is my partner, like in business as well
And
as life. Yeah,
live.
now.
Okay. So
Oh
you
yeah.
both are, I think, partners in crime now, because both running a
Now we're partners in crime. Yeah.
crime also. That's wonderful, actually. And if you again, happy married life for both of you, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, interested to know what are how did you convey the message of Sock Soho to the public? How did you create a brand, actually?
See, creating a brand requires, first of all, a solid product. When you're
Yes.
making something, which is physical,
Yes.
if your product doesn't have quality, no one is going to
True.
talk about that.
Hmm.
So initially we figured out, our product needed to have three things.
Hmm.
It needed to have great quality, right?
Yeah.
The designs have to be really good.
Yeah.
And then, how you communicate it to people, those three things have to be good.
Hmm.
So we did not start with too many designs, because
Okay.
initially when people want to start something, so we entered into a niche, but we entered into super niche. Then we
Super
said,
niche.
yeah, we thought, who should we make it for? Who are the kind of
Hmm.
people we understand?
Hmm.
And startup founders, I am a founder. I have run companies prior to this also. So we thought, let's make socks for startup founders. So we
Okay.
just came up with three editions. One was Silicon Valley, cryptocurrency, and
Okay.
Steve Jobs,
Okay.
because these are
Theme.
the things, the theme socks. And they sold out pretty well. So
Wow. Okay.
because startup founders bought it. And we spent actually months figuring out on how to make great socks. And we have
Okay.
done tons of innovations in our socks. We got socks from some of the most European luxurious brands in Europe to the brands in
Okay.
America. We we did all the tinkering. We are engineers at the end of the day.
Okay.
And now I can confidently say that I know much more than sock manufacturers on how sock is made than these
Oh.
sock manufacturers do. So
Wow.
we nailed down the quality, then we nailed down the design, and the communications is something I think we were lucky that we were strong at. And once you have like 100 customers, then you get constant feedback, and then you
Yeah.
iterate, and that's how the brand is built. So if you have a
Yeah.
product which people
Yeah.
love, they talk about it, and that's how the brands get built.
Wow, that's really wonderful, actually. And by the time you started and till date, how many units you are able to sell? And if you can
We,
share
we
some
have
insight.
we have sold more than 1 million socks.
Wow, that's really good. And if you want to divide, like how many in India and how many in abroad, like what is your perspective on Indian customer as well as customer from different countries?
See, I told you, I am a man. I don't want to build everything for everyone. So my plan was very simple. We will, build a monopoly in stock market.
Yeah.
We will understand the data. We will understand the consumer pattern. We will understand the buying habits, and then we will expand elsewhere. As we're talking, in fact, I'm testing 7 new products in different markets,
Wow,
and one of them
okay.
is going to be launched also in a few weeks.
In the same
right?
socks.
No,
Socks
it's going to be a different product altogether,
Okay.
right? So the idea was simple, that we want to go into socks only, and then we thought we should not be going everywhere. We just wanted to focus on India. But in the age of internet, if you have something great, you can't limit it to one country.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
as of today, we must have shipped to like 60 countries.
Oh,
And
okay.
70, so even right now, so 70% of our buyers are from India, 30% of the buyers are from outside India,
Sorry,
but we have
okay.
not spent a single dime on marketing outside India.
It's
We have
all
not spent a
reference.
penny. It's all
Wow.
word of mouth. It's all people flaunting socks on their Instagram, Twitter, elsewhere. That's how we get the customers.
Wow, that's really, I think that's a growth marketing, actually, like without spending any money. And I think you're going a viral in a sock segment, actually.
Yeah, we are lucky. I mean, we have Hollywood and Bollywood celebs wearing it. We have some of the topmost CEOs. So Nikhil Kamath from Zerodha, he's our customer.
Yeah.
We're like almost every top CEO who is our client. And then there are some top Bollywood celebs who say, "Hey, yaar, meri picture le lo, don't publish it because my PR team will kill me." So we have almost everyone in Bollywood wearing our socks. So we are lucky to have such kind of clients.
Wow, that's really, I think you're defined your sub niche, like
Right.
Your niche is socks, but again, you went and you defined yourself as a kind of premium brand in sock segment. That's a sub niche. I think everyone, like when men don't have like a lot of options when it comes to fashion, you are creating or you are giving an opportunity for him to show what fashion is. Then everyone will go mad. Actually, that's wonderful. Actually, yeah. Now let us talk about the startup concept. you identified the demand just launching kind of a dummy website.
Mhm.
After that, once you started getting an order, when you got like almost 100 orders, so how you went actually, whether you have your own manufacturing, you had a manufacturing unit or you outsourced, and what is the status of that now actually?
Sure. So, the reason you don't see good sock brands or good apparel brands in India is that it's incredibly expensive to build
Hmm.
something of this sort from grounds up,
Yeah.
right? Uh, because it takes money to do R&D, it takes
Hmm.
connections to actually figure out how these things work.
Hmm.
Uh, and for me, like I literally traveled to China, I traveled to different countries to figure out how the socks are manufactured. I
Okay.
got socks from almost every place in the world.
Hmm.
We actually hired some people for R&D to figure
Oh,
out how sock is made, and we
okay.
have done like 7 major innovations to how
O-
socks are
Okay.
made. So
Okay.
we, when we had money from first 100 customers, we wrote back to them and said, "Hey, we have our website, but the socks are going to take another 1 month. Can you
Okay.
please wait till then?"
Ah.
We thought a lot of people might ask for their money back, but no one
Ah.
did.
Oh,
Uh, they were like,
okay.
"Okay, sure, 1 month for Steve Jobs socks, not a problem." It extended to 3 months because
Hmm.
we were not sure of how the quality was coming up. But
Hmm.
when once we were satisfied, we launched it, and we
Okay.
even now we keep on improving. I mean, it's not that we have stopped. We
Hmm.
keep constantly innovating in
Innovating.
one product, and people
Okay.
love that. They buy
Okay.
for
They
the
buy.
design, but they
Hmm.
come back for the comfort. It's just that once you have for example, once you use an iPhone, you would not go back to your old Motorola
True.
Android,
True.
or once
True.
you've
True.
used a Mac, you would not go
Yeah.
back to your Windows. So
Yeah.
just that it's once someone wears Sox Soho, they come
Yeah.
back.
They come back. So you have a retention also, customer retention.
We have very good retention
Good
rate.
retention. That's good to know. What about the production in terms of socks? Actually, like
Oh yeah,
you
sorry, I'm
have,
missing for
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we actually met with sock manufacturers.
Hmm.
We met with almost everyone in India as well as outside India. And so now there are so many components involved in the whole
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And as engineers, we figured that whole stuff out.
Okay.
Yeah, I found my uncle of uncle of uncle who had his own manufacturing unit. So he
Oh.
makes it. We have some production happening inside India. We have some production happening
Mm-hmm.
outside India as well,
Oh,
because
okay.
we are using the world's finest yarn. So
Ah.
the quality of socks that you would find for 50 euros in Italy, I'm selling the same socks in India for 299, right?
Wow.
So I am selling luxury at a price in
Price.
which no other brand in the world,
Wow.
I'm claiming it, no other brand in the world is selling. And the
Selling.
reason
Yeah.
I've been able to do that is we figured out, to how to reach customers directly. We don't
Mm-hmm.
spend, on marketing too much. We
Yeah.
know how to reach to consumers, and
Yeah.
we pass on that benefit to consumer, right?
Mm.
Why should believe that. I believe everyone should have access to good quality clothing that makes you
Yeah.
feel confident, and it
Yeah.
should be in the reach of everyone. So it's premium, but it's affordable at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's I think that point I really like it. You are a premium brand, but anyone can afford it actually. That's
Right.
a good thing actually. Yeah, you are a computer engineering background, and now you are a founder. I think you started your career as an entrepreneur himself, not as an employee, right?
Yeah. So I started working very early.
Yeah. So
I
can you
told
tell me
you.
about that actually? Like, what made you to start your own enterprise or startups actually?
Sure. So when I was a kid, I told you. So my mom used to run a playway school, and she used to treat me like an adult, even though I was a
Hmm.
kid. She
Okay.
said, "Beta, this summer let's do something new." And
Hmm.
I read in a magazine that there was a concept of summer camp in the
Hmm.
US, and I said,
Okay.
"Mama, let's start a summer camp here." She said,
Okay.
"Okay, I'll take care of the whole logistics. Can you design? Can you do marketing?" And I was a
Hmm.
kid and said, "Okay." I designed the pamphlets. I must be like in grade 4. I went on my
Okay.
cycle to get those pamphlets printed,
Okay.
and I did the whole marketing,
Okay.
with my brother, and I got all my friends together, and on the first day, 200 people turned up at that summer camp,
Wow.
and I
Okay.
realized that I could bloody sell.
That's important
so
actually. Yeah.
so once you can build things and you
Yeah.
can sell things. So I knew from very early age I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and
Hmm.
I have been working. So I might be like 29 years old right now, but I've been working since I was, I don't know, 8 9 10. So I have like
Wow.
I don't know, 20 years of
That's
experience. Yeah.
that's really good. Good, actually. I think you're a hardcore salesperson in that case, I can say.
I would not say. I understand the pains of consumers, right? So
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I used to sit at home in my summer holidays and what to do, right? So I knew that people needed summer camps.
Yeah.
So similarly, I think I'm good at talking to people, understanding pains,
Mm.
and then figuring out things. And I
Okay.
fail a lot of times, but all people say are successes, so I don't give a damn, right? So you can fail as many of times as you want, but if you succeed, people will remember you for that.
Remember, yeah, that's true actually. Yeah. After computer engineering, completing that college degree and starting a first venture, what was the initial struggle? Because when you're in college, the entrepreneurial journey will be different because the financial risk will not be so much. But once you come out of the college, when you start something of your own, the financial risk is like it's very huge actually. So,
Right.
what was the initial struggle you faced, and how you faced it actually?
So while I was in college, I used to work with brands. I used to tell them, "Hey, I'll work for free with you. Just give me, a
Okay.
chance." And I used to
Okay.
handle marketing communication. So I worked with Economic Times. I worked with brands like Mercedes, even while I was in college,
Okay.
on their branding campaigns.
Hmm.
Uh, and when I went out of college, so the challenge was not only not taking up a job. So I did not sit for placements, even though companies were coming to my college.
Okay.
I got into IIM, and my father paid the fee of first semester as well, and then I
Okay.
dropped out. I did not go. I said, I don't want to go. He said, why don't
Oh,
you want to go? I
yeah.
said, I want to do some, maybe MBA in communications. So then I got into MICA Ahmedabad.
Hmm.
I dropped out from that also. I said, I don't want to waste 2 years again in education. So the challenge was convincing myself that I was doing the right thing, because once I graduated from college, I did not have an idea what I want to do, but I was
Okay.
very clear what I don't want to do. I was
Okay.
clear I don't want to do a job. I was not ready
Hmm.
for it. And I was
Hmm.
clear I don't want to waste 2 years in an MBA and then waste
Okay.
5 years of my life paying back the loan. So I
Okay.
was very clear on that. And there is a very thin line of difference between being a freelancer and being unemployed. I was
Yeah.
literally unemployed, so I used to call myself freelancer. And so once you do that, you go at a very low self-esteem. And I did not have too much
Yeah.
money also. I mean, as you
Hmm.
rightly put it.
Hmm.
So for at least I think 1 year, I did freelancing with this brand and that brand.
Okay.
I traveled the world. It gave me exposure. And then I opened up my company.
Okay.
That's when I figured out, because I'd worked with so many different companies, from tech companies to travel companies to branding companies, that I had a host of exposure.
Hmm.
And then once I opened, I started a B2C company, but soon I figured out B2B was my game.
Okay.
And then there was no looking back.
Oh, that's really wonderful. Yeah, let us have a small discussion on growth marketing. So,
Sure.
according to you, what do you mean by growth marketing?
So growth marketing is very simple. Let's say you have made anything. For example, you have made a mobile phone,
Hmm.
right? And you don't have budgets of MI or Nokia's of the world. So what do?
Hmm.
You hack your way to
Yeah.
right. That is growth marketing, and there are
Okay.
various channels. I mean, internet affords you so many ways in
Hmm.
which you can grow your brand, your service, your product, whatever you're
Okay.
trying to sell. Uh,
Hmm.
Doing that is growth marketing.
Oh, okay. So here, when you talk about growth marketing, how important is to understand what are the customers' pain point? Because unless you understand customers' pain point, you can't do anything actually. So, what is your perspective on understanding the pain point of the customers, and how, as a marketer, he should be prepared to understand the pain points actually?
Brilliant question, Nadish. See, whenever you're starting a startup, it's not something that you want, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Startup is something that the world wants,
World wants.
and you give it to them. You provide it to them, whether be it a
Yeah.
service or
Yeah.
product or anything out there,
And
right? You're
yes.
fulfilling a need.
Yes.
As a marketer, let's say even if you're not the founder and you just handle the
Hmm.
marketing.
Hmm.
So, as a marketer, I mean, you should understand, and your marketing should address people's pain points,
Hmm.
right? If your marketing is saying, "Hey, look at how great my product is," no one gives a damn. But if it
Yes.
says, "Hey, are you facing this problem? Our product does this for you,"
Yeah.
then people listen, because people are
Hmm.
not interested in you, right? People are interested in themselves. They
Themselves.
want to
Yeah.
look beautiful.
Yes.
They want to become slim. They want to
Yes.
enjoy. So
Yeah.
if your product helps in doing that,
Hmm.
only then people are interested. So a
Okay.
good marketer is one who understand the people's pain points
Hmm.
and then conveys effectively how his or her product or service addresses that. That's all
Oh.
what marketing is about. It's not
Okay.
about false claims. It's not about
Yeah.
promising the moon.
Yeah.
uh, I mean, leave that to politicians. So you're a marketer, just tell how the product addresses the pain points, and you are way
Yeah.
ahead of 99% of the
Wow,
marketers.
wow, that's wonderful actually. Uh, Many people have a kind of wrong notion, according to me. Growth marketing is something to do with technology. So, what is your view on that actually?
See, growth marketing can be done in n number of ways,
Yeah.
right? If you have a product which is growing purely via tech, let's say you are selling purely online, you
Hmm.
need to understand how technology works. You need to
Yeah.
understand, how to leverage technology to reach out to
Hmm.
people. It
Hmm.
can be through SEO, referrals,
Yeah. So many things.
or advertising
Hmm.
or XYZ. I mean, there are tons of things on internet. Like, for
Yes.
example, we are doing a podcast right now. This
Yeah.
is also an example of marketing, right?
Marketing.
So
Yes. True.
tomorrow, Nidish might have, let's say, a million consumers, and he can launch a
Yeah.
product here, new
Yeah.
T-shirts by
Yes.
Nidish, right? So that will
Yeah.
sell out because you will have a loyal
True.
following,
True.
right?
True.
So
True.
this is what growth marketing is all about. And
Hmm.
if you are in a domain where you are doing something online, you need
Hmm.
to understand how technology works.
Works. Yes.
And
That's
it's
true.
simple. I mean, you don't need to have a computer science background.
Hmm.
You need to have an open mind and an attitude to
Hmm.
learn, and
Hmm.
you would understand. You would figure things out, right?
Okay, okay, that's wonderful actually. Yeah. What is your fashion statement? Because you being a premier brand segment, so how do you define fashion actually?
I mean, for me, fashion is something, it has to make you look and feel good. Everyone wants to
Okay.
do that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I would say, when it comes to women, they have so many options. They can wear
yeah.
earring
True.
and look beautiful at the end of the day, or they can wear just a mascara and they would look beautiful. For
True.
men, I mean, we have very limited options. For me,
True.
like, I love spending on watches. I love
Hmm.
my socks, and I love
Yeah.
my turbans, right? So for
Yeah.
me, there are like three ways I can do my style statements,
Yeah.
and I love
Yeah.
doing that.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, we are almost coming to an end of the interview. What is your advice for entrepreneur, future entrepreneur?
My advice is very simple enough. I mean, if you are into this game, uh, you have to have a servant mindset,
Hmm.
right? You are at the end of the day serving someone's needs. You are not out
Yes.
there to, I mean, you can change the world, but
Yeah.
you should not be arrogant. You should be humble. You
Hmm.
should have an attitude of learning. And once you understand consumers' pain points, once you understand their needs,
Hmm.
and once your product fulfills that, I mean, that's the biggest growth hack. That's how all the companies in the world grow,
True,
right?
true, true, true,
You
true.
serve the customers. Right now, Google is serving us,
Hmm.
YouTube is serving us,
Serving us.
Airbnb is
Yeah.
serving us. The
Yeah.
day they stop their servant mindset
Hmm.
is the day these companies topple over.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Wow, that's a very powerful advice for anyone, because that's a, though it looks very basic, but that makes a huge difference actually. How you take, what is your perception about your company? Yeah. So with this note, we are coming to an end of this video series. Actually, I thank Mr. Sima for accepting our request and being part of this video interview. Thank you, Sima, and I wish
Thanks a
you.
lot for having me.
Yeah, I wish you all the best, and for Soxo Hope. I hope,
Thank you.
I think I'm going to buy one socks actually, one pair at least two.
I'm going to send it to you. Don't worry.
Wow, that's a very brilliant actually. Thank you, thank you. So I can just say, okay, hey, I got a new pair of socks from
New
Soxo
pair of
Hope.
socks.
That's really wonderful actually. Okay, it was really nice meeting you,
Thank
Seema.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have got a very good energy. I love the way you conduct the interviews.
Wow.
You're always smiling and everything. I mean, you put the other person at ease, which I
Yeah.
think is a
Yeah.
beautiful quality that you have.
Yeah, that's as a faculty, that's my responsibility, because generally students sleeps in the class, so I should not make them to like to sleep more actually. So
Yes.
I use a kind of a new pedagogy, according to me, I don't know,
Wow.
where I give kind of I crack the jokes and I tell stories, I connect with them, kind of stuff. So I thought, let me explore something else also in a same pattern. So why not interviewing some people and getting some insight, as well as kind of sharing the joy and happiness together, so that both can grow actually. So that is the main motive of this actually.
Wow. Wow. No, this is so wonderful. And thank you, for inviting me. I love this conversation.
You're